Hello, friends, and welcome again to Secrets of the City. I'm your Greg Master. Joining me again tonight are my lovely players. I almost said predators there. That's weird. Um, Chev playing Mycobot.
Greetings. Couldn't find the button for a second.
Jay, what?
That's me. Hello.
Jay playing Oda Nobunaga,
Hello.
and Cam, or Bryn playing Cam. Had you
Hello.
backwards. Peach playing Gruff will be joining us shortly, and we are without Wisteria tonight, but that's okay because we'll be getting into some shenanigans that might upset her delicate sensibilities. When last we left our players, they had just emerged from the caverns, bringing with them some pets. Mycobot had agreed to help Oda convince Chris to let him keep his new Blink puppy. And also last session, Oda received a message from Frankie, who had been searching out some info on Cam's friend Torin in Cathedral Village. So, as Oda and Maiko separate from the rest of the party and begin walking towards the west side, or the trolley ride they'll have to take to the west side. Blink Puppy, because he doesn't have a name yet, suddenly turns and starts growling and barking.
At one of us or something we don't see?
At an alleyway.
I'm gonna
If
peer into it.
When you turn to look, you see a flash of reddish copper fur darting away from you.
I see fur leaving the area.
Yeah, I saw that too. Should we worry about it?
I am unfamiliar. Should we worry about it?
I don't know.
I mean, there are strays of all sorts just hanging around the city that escape the druids or whatever, or former pets or whatever. It's not too unusual, but it does send a weird shiver down Oda's spine.
We could pursue,
Doesn't feel
if
right.
not just to observe.
We should probably follow it. Because I have a feeling that thing was watching us.
You follow into the alleyway, and it's this dingy, not well lit alley, and you see nothing. You follow to the other end and you look up and down the street and you don't see any red fur. Like whatever it was just poofed, vanished into thin air.
I don't like this.
Where could they have gone?
Look down at the dog. Do you see where he went, little man?
He tilts his head and then looks at the sky straight up and barks.
I'm gonna follow his gaze and look up.
You see that flash of red fur again, followed by a flash of light.
Has the creature
Like a
taken
white-
flight?
I have no
like
idea.
some kind of magical flash.
Oh, in that case. Yeah! Alright, so we just got flashbanged.
Yeah, there was. Well, this you saw this coming from a rooftop.
I don't think this is
So-
any kind of creature. I think this is someone trying to tail us. And they didn't want us seeing.
What do you think they would be following us for?
Observing. There's a few possibilities of who it could be. But right now, it's you, me, and a baby Doug against whatever that guy's trying to lead us into. I don't like this.
Agreed. Perhaps we should retreat, investigate later, return with more people.
Or hope it keeps following us and it slips up. Let's get moving.
All right, so you return to Hallow's End.
Yeah.
All right, it's an uneventful trolley ride. You get some weird looks for having a puppy on there. An 8-year-old girl wants to pet him.
I let the girl pet him.
Okay. All right, so you arrive and oh, let's still hide it on draw. Hold on a second, movie real quick. Artist farthing. Your little west side neighborhood and head to the brothel you call home, Hallows Eve. And as you go in, Chris rushes up to you. Oh, God, you're finally here. Come quick, it's Frankie.
Oh boy. Well, we can talk about this in a minute then. Where is my friend? Where is Frankie boy?
She brings you to your room, and they have actually got Frankie laying on your bed, and he has been beat to shit.
Oh shit.
He's got some bandages on him. He's like all bruised. He's definitely been bloodied. Sitting next to him is one of the girls, a tabaxi woman, who's kind of just like mopping things up and just kind of caring for him. And he looks up and he's like, I found the kid you were looking for.
You
Hey,
appear to be
doll.
damaged.
Yeah, that happened. Hey, doll, thanks for the help. If you go to Rico's restaurant, 2 blocks down, tell them Frankie sent you. They'll take care of you. I gotta talk to my boss. And she gets up and walks out. And he kind of winks at her as she walks out.
Really?
Boss, she has claws! Claws! She doesn't need to get a knife or anything. They're built in.
I looked the dog in the eyes. You're the only one here I can trust anymore.
Okay, so I found that kid. Here's the address. You get my rat?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Did you get my rat?
Yeah. The rat, what do you mean by that?
The rat that had the note.
Yes, I got the note.
Because he has trained messenger rats, because he's Frankie.
Yeah, I forgot and I was really confused. Yeah, I got the rat. I relayed the message.
Well, alright, so they ain't so small time anymore. I found that kid. He's been going in and out of a couple of their places. This is the main one he's been going to. Usually carrying stuff, but I don't think he's just an errand boy. I think he's someone important. He ain't an alchemist, is he? Because, like, they've got this new version of Sunshine, like, twice as strong at half the price. They're taking everything over on the west side. I saw him
Any
walk in
kind
with
of
someone.
improvement like that's got to have a catch. There's no way that shit's safe.
Probably. I ain't touching it. If it sounds too good to be true, you know. But three of the toughs hanging around this house, they spotted me, and one realized I was the goblin that had been asking questions. And when they had me on the ground and they were all kicking me, I pulled out my knife, I stabbed one in the leg, and I ran like hell back here. And he holds up a hilt with half a blade. I left half my knife in there too. I like that knife.
Well, you need to lay low for the foreseeable future. Because they know you're asking questions, but they don't know who you're affiliated with. Because you ain't big time enough to be known.
Nah, not really. I mean, like, I know a lot of guys, but not like over there, and not like, you know, I ain't special. I just know my way around.
There's a few ways we could play this. Where did you say these guys were operating out of?
At a Cathedral Village, he hands you a piece of paper with an address written. But they're making their way south.
Interesting. They're making their way south. This seems like Outer Rim shit, though.
Hey, I just did what you told me. You said this is how I earned your trust back.
Oh yeah,
Did it work?
you earned it more. You did more than enough. Question is now, what do we do about this?
Well, I know a doc that lost his license works for real cheap. I should be able to get this back.
No need. Mycobot, please fix my idiot friend's body.
Very well. And he goes and places his hand on what's his name again?
You're still filtered.
Oh, sorry. He goes and places his hand on I forget his name.
Frankie.
Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie.
Frankie numbers.
Yeah, and then casts Cure Wounds.
All right.
Let's see.
So he lets out kind of a sigh of relief, and like his bruises begin to fade and stuff. It's like, oh, so that's what you do. I thought you were just extra muscle. Oh, it's good. It's good to have a healer around. You're starting to get a
It
good.
does not contain any organic muscle material.
Yeah, he's just like that. You're gonna have to get used to that, Franklin.
All right. Yeah, but you're getting a good crew together, boss. You needed some big scary guy, and you got a hell of a one. But level with me on the kid. They really a grifter? They don't seem like they got the steel to smile in someone's face while fucking them over.
Oh, you'd be surprised. That kid's
Just as an aside and a reminder, you also have seen Cam deal with locks and traps and riddles and puzzles. So you do know that they would be good for most security systems, both mundane and magical.
He's not just good at faking it. The kid's a natural born thief.
Oh, he's an empty man.
Anyone who can fake their way into that college without knowing a lick of magic is worth a second look. But the way he faked his way in was through doing all that kind of stuff manually.
It's always good to have a good entry man. As much as you can learn from, servants gossip and paying people off and inserting agents, sometimes you just gotta break into a safe and take some documents out.
Trust me, I'm thinking big picture here now. Red Queen, this is the beginning. All I needed was one look at the people in charge of this town to know for a fact that this town deserves a better class of criminal.
I know, boss. That's why I knew just from the first time I found you in the street speaking that weird dragon talk that I was on to something. You know, being down there and just being the runts and waking up and all the other goblins are over me with knives, or just one of them sneaks up behind me with a whip, and then coming up here and then always stuck on the edges. I'm the best numbers man in the city. That's not me tooting my own horn. That's not an exaggeration. It's just I should be working for one of the biggest bosses around and not for little whorehouses and restaurants. No offense, Chris. None taken, Frankie.
So here's what we're gonna do. We've got an in on a big game. Red Queen might be simpler than I thought she'd be, but she's got the money and the muscle to do what we need to do. We're with
She's
her
still
now.
kind of scary, boss.
What'd you say?
She's still kind of scary, boss.
To you. Listen, you don't take
Did
over
you
an
see
entire
those sides?
you don't take over an entire nation being scared by women in tights. But she could be useful. Think about it. We're working with her now, whether those guys knew it or not. They just muscled in on some of Red Queen's boys. And I know for a fact she's more than interested in a little bit of aggressive expansion.
Having some new drugs to peddle in her club probably would be kind of enticing too.
I got a feeling we could get ourselves a little higher up in the establishment with a bit of a power play.
We
Give
are
her just
ultimately
one
going to make it all the way to the top. I can already tell.
Now, Micahbot, this is extremely important. You cannot tell anybody that we are working for our own selfish interests. If anybody asks, we are always loyal to whoever we are pretending to be loyal to. You got
Nobody
that?
will know we are the crime lords until they all know we are the crime lords.
See why I keep this guy on, Frankie?
I think it'll work. I mean, he can't get drunk, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, then we should be fine.
Regardless, we're definitely gonna need assistance on this, and we're gonna need to be careful. Because if we do start a gang war here, we're gonna need to get that kid out first, assuming he even wants to get out.
All right.
Yeah.
There anything you want me to get or set up while you're putting your plan and all that together?
No, you gotta stay here. Surface healing from a druid's only gonna get you so far. You still need your rest, and you need to not be seen in public right now,
All right.
and not for the usual reason.
Yeah. At least this time it ain't my fault.
Moreover, and I set the dog on the ground, someone needs to watch this little guy.
Oh, look at you. Frankie is absolutely enamored. Chris looks down, then looks at you. She's like first noticing the dog. Oh, and I appreciate you trying to help out, but this ain't that kind of joint in more ways than one.
Listen,
As she looked at the puppy.
one, you're better than those jokes, Chris. 2, this place has needed an image upgrade ever since I moved into the back. You need a better mascot than an elderly Japanese man. And 3, I just couldn't leave him down there, man. And I don't want to know what they would have done to him if I would have turned him into the community.
Probably sold him as an exotic pet at the market. Some
Exactly.
fat old broad would buy him.
And who knows what she would have done? Probably neglected it. But you and the girls will take good care of this little guy. I know it.
Yeah, I guess some of the girls could use a little pep every now and then.
And think about what this guy full grown will do to somebody trying to talk shit, especially since he can teleport.
Yeah, and you ain't gonna be around all the time anymore. Like, word has gotten around, so not as many people are trying, but all it takes is one time when you're not here.
Exactly.
All right, so at this point, now that that's been said, we did get Gruskin, right?
Yeah.
Has he popped up yet?
Oh, yeah.
Paige, are you here?
Indeed. Can y'all hear me?
Yep. Excellent, excellent. All right, so we are going to go back in time. Now we're back at when everyone was leaving the caverns again. And as Gruff takes Whiskers and starts heading home, a cloaked figure bumps into him and slips a piece of paper into his hand before rushing off.
Gruff's gonna look, just silently look at the piece of paper in his hand.
On it is an address in the Drake's Gate ward and Silvis's seal.
All right. Well, Whiskers, I think I know what this means. I need to take you home. And Gruff is going to double time it to his place.
Alright. So, pretty uneventful. Actually, you probably get even more looks on the. Well, do you take the trolley? Do you walk? Do you want to grab a cab?
He's going to grab a cab.
Alright.
Cab grab.
Alright, so the cabbie pulls over in his magic car. He's like, hey there, buddy. Where to?
I just need to get home.
I love that you gave the cabbie a shitty New York accent.
Let's see. I think Gruff is. I want to say Gruff is High Sword District. Is that right?
We're somewhere over here, I think. On the outer circle of the west, I think. Maybe unicorns.
I think it was Bell Ward.
Alright. Okay.
Bell Ward, please.
Alright. So he goes, oh, that's a nice pet you got there.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter's got a cat. Oh, he's cute. My daughter's got a cat.
Yeah, he's very nice.
Yeah.
Knuckles down. Knuckles down. Oh, yeah. But step on
So
it.
what
I have a
you
few
doing
places
down
to go
here?
tonight.
Sorry, say again.
I said, step on it. I have a busy night ahead.
Alright. So he drives you, he makes more cabbie small talk. And brings you to the Bell Ward.
All right. So Gruff's going to direct him to his apartment, and as he pulls up, Gruff's going to just tell him, all right, leave it running. I'm going to be in and out, and then I need to go to... Okay, and what was the address?
It was
neighborhood?
in the Duke's Gate ward.
And then I just need you to take me the rest of the way to Duke's Gate. You all right with that?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
All right, sit tight. And so Gruff's going to take Whiskers up and like lock him in the privy with a big old ration just like laid out in front of him.
Okay.
This is going to
Just
be
get
your
some-
home, and you're going to be very happy. I have to leave now. Papa's got some work to do, but I'll be back.
All right.
So,
Uh,
with a spring in his step, he's going to hop back in the cab. All right, Duke's Gate, step on it.
All right. So he brings you to the Duke's Gate. He charges you 2 gold, and he drives off.
All right. And Gruff, being, having the experience that he has, is probably going to have him drop him off a block or two away from his actual destination.
Good plan.
And,
When
go ahead.
you show up, it's just like a small little decrepit shack building with a couple long alleys on either side.
All right. Can I get a perception check?
Yes, you can.
Gruff's going to be scanning the street for. Okay, that was a 17. He's going to scan the street for any eyes that might be watching him enter.
There's someone waiting in the alleys next to that.
All right. Does Gruff recognize that person?
He does not, but they're gonna like make a hand signal that you recognize as part of the syndicate.
Gotcha. Gruff's going to return the hand signal and then enter the shack.
All right. So you enter the shack, and it's just a plain wood room, and in the center of the room is Johnson and an undershirt and basically boxers tied to a chair. And I'm going to narrate this because none of the other players are around to see it. So as you look upon Johnson, you feel that familiar feeling come upon you again, and 3 spectral orcs appear. One with a burned skeletal torso, one with his guts hanging out, and one whose mouth is covered in vomit but otherwise looks unwounded. Oh, time for this. This is the one with the vomit around his mouth goes, "You should put a weapon in his hand. At least give him a fighting chance." But the one with the incinerated torso replies, "He doesn't deserve that, human coward. You should do something funny, like chop his leg off and make him hop around."
Gruff's going to look to the specters. And, I got this, guys. And he's going to approach Johnson.
He looks absolutely terrified. He does have a gag stuffed in his mouth.
Is it a funny gag?
Johnson. It's good to see you again. I've been looking forward to this, you might say. No, don't interrupt. When you joined the city guard, it was a brotherhood. And I don't know who misled you along the way to betraying a brother, but I had to watch as my armor was stripped in the presence of the most corrupt city guards who had tossed bodies over the walls for coins. And here I was, losing my job on account of my overzealous father and a gambling habit. On your account. And so I thought to myself, what do I do now, at this moment when I have you strapped before me? Do I flay you? Wear your skin around for a little while before I rid myself of it? Do I chop you into little bits, piece at a time? And is the vat of acid that he requested inside?
Yeah, it's off to the left, and he keeps staring at it.
Yes. That is ultimately where you are
Remember
going.
to use an item on it. Don't just use the use button on it. You'll just burn yourself.
Yeah, it's there's two binds. Right click is dunk, left click is drink. Don't fuck this up.
Funny thing is about this city, depending on what you do, you may live forever, or you may disappear entirely. You will vanish. No trace of you will ever remain. No one will remember you. You will be gone. It will be as though you never existed, and yet the last moments you share before you become a memory are with me. I see Sylvis took the liberty of bringing your sword with you. And Gruff's going to draw it and examine it. And is there even a nick upon the blade?
Not really. Rosebell hasn't gotten a lot of incursions, and he's pretty much just been doing that, and he's had like a couple safe patrol units, like center ring stuff.
Well, I am embarrassed for you, Johnson. A sword with no nicks on the blade. No evidence that you ever even fought. I will give you this chance. And with Johnson's sword, Gruff is going to cut Johnson's bonds. If you make a noise, I will kill you where you stand. Your only way out is through me. I'm going to enjoy this.
He takes the gag out of his mouth.
And as he's doing that, Gruff's going to take a syringe. It's interesting. I've been called half-breed my entire life. But this, and he puts the needle into his leg. This makes me full. Makes me whole. See
Makes
you on the
you
other side.
nothing but a dirty, uncivilized orc barbarian. I knew you'd show your true colors sooner or later.
And Gruff hasn't even handed him his sword yet, so Gruff's going to take a swing and aim for his cheeks, try to give him a Glasgow grin.
Okie doke.
So,
Give me,
what should I roll for you? Dexterity?
give me dexterity. He's like just in like his boxers and undershirt, so.
Rolled kind of low. That was a 9. So did I take off a little
Yeah.
bit of chin with that, or what happened?
He just kind of ducks his head out of the way just at the right second. You take a bit of beard.
That was rude. I can kill you where you stand, or do you
Call
want to
that a
make
close
this a duel?
shave. Sorry.
You're gonna kill me either way. Let's just get this over with.
Rob's gonna throw Johnson's sword on the ground and draw his halberd and take a swing.
Alright, roll your attack.
And he's swinging for the leg.
Alright.
Shit. Nat 20.
Oh, he's dead.
Okay. Don't even bother with damage. You take the leg off, and he cries out in pain. But he is like shakily holding his weapon, and he tries to hop towards you and is weakly stabbing, but he is bleeding profusely till and you just easily just dodge out of the way and out of the way till he just falls on the ground. And the burnt-chested orc just bursts out in this huge guffaw. Now that was funny.
Awesome. What is the state of Johnson? Is he still conscious?
He is fading fast.
Alright.
He's just about dead.
So Gruff is gonna grab him. He's gonna set his halberd down, and he's gonna grab him by both arms, look him straight in the eye. I want you to see my face. And then he's gonna walk him right over to the vat of acid and just flip him upside down and stuff him face first into the vat.
As you dump him in the vat, the door silently opens and in walks the elf that you saw in the alleyway. Oh, I was going to see if you needed any help with the lifting, but apparently not.
Nope.
Silvis told me.
If you'll just grab that leg over there and pass it here.
Oh yeah, no problem. So he picks it up and he passes you the leg. Silvis told me to tell you we got hit. We got him outside of his mistress's place, so his wife should be pretty upset if you want to add insult to injury.
How would we do that without indicating that he's gone?
I don't know.
I'm trying to keep my head low. At some point, I'd like to reconcile with the old man. As much of a long shot as Silvis has said that is. Let's see. How much do I owe you? Another 125. Yes.
Yep, that's right.
All right. And so, Gruff is gonna slap the 125 gold into a little bag that he's already had counted out and prepped into this elf's hand, and just give another nod towards the vat. I can trust you for cleaning up, yes?
Yep, I got it. Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure's all mine. And so Gruff's gonna step back out and start his trek home. Are there any points between then and there that he can hit the trolley?
Probably. It's a short hop, but yeah, you could take the trolley for a couple stops.
Does he have his crystal on him?
I kind of had designed them as not portable, but you guys have kind of been using them portably, so you did stop at home. So if you want to grab it, I'll say you have grabbed it.
All right. You know what? If it's not portable, he'll go home first. Check on Whiskers.
He has scratched the shit out of your bathroom.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, your sofa's fucked.
Scratch the ever-loving shit out of it.
Oh, it looks like you did. Can you be a little easier on my door? Yeah, I know. Well, we're gonna have to figure out how to keep you happy. I'm gonna have to call. Yeah, I'm gonna call Silvis and see if we can get any giant balls of yarn or something like that. But right now, all right. And he's gonna call Oda.
Whiskers hops up on your shoulders.
You want to come with me this time?
Meow.
All right, you can come with me. Just stay out of trouble.
Meow.
So you call.
So he calls Oda.
Hello.
Hey, just took care of some business that I had to take care of, so I'm free. And I wanted to know, how is our little, how are things going on your end?
Well, I have good news and I have bad news.
Let's start with the bad news.
Bad news is Frankie got roughed up by the guys we've been investigating. Turns out they're not as small time as we thought. The good news is that with a little know-how, we can parlay this into one hell of an advantage. Still there, Gruff? I'm getting a little interference.
Said, yes, how's that? What's your plan?
Some dickhead's probably casting a ritual midway between us, messing with the magic whiz.
Gosh. Okay, now can I be heard?
Yeah.
How's that? What's your plan?
My plan is to get it. How do you feel about gang wars?
Well, quiet gang. I don't like gang wars as much as I like a good, well-orchestrated hit, if you know what I'm talking
What a
about.
coincidence! We're about to start a gang war.
All right. Who is it?
Since we're kind of working for the Red Queen now, I figured that maybe by going to her with Frankie's injury and saying that these guys are instigating something, plus presenting it as an opportunity for aggressive expansion, we might be able to get something going in this city. And when people collide on these streets, it tends to leave openings.
Get your drift. What do you have for coin?
Let me look. How much coin do I have? I hope I wrote that down.
There should be. If you want, you can send it to me and I'll just have Frankie tell me.
I don't have it written down anywhere.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright. Oh, give me 1 second. I have notes. You spent nothing, yeah?
Yeah, I haven't really spent anything at all.
Alright. So, last time you got 150. You should have 690 gold. 690 gold. So you have 690 in the pot right now, boss. I ain't invested in anything yet. Wait, I'll
Thank
talk to you
Not
about
that
it.
goblin. Oh, I'm beginning
Thanks,
to like him. Oda, during my time in the working for the syndicate, there are a few things that I was taught, and my thought is this: find out who these men are, who their associates are, and what their business relationships are. And if we can find a way to set up a large transaction in whatever industry they specialize in, say, an exchange of goods with the syndicate.
They do
Sure.
drugs.
They're drug
What?
peddlers.
They got a new drug that's twice as sunshine. It's twice as strong at half the price.
Perfect. To find out if they have any relationship with the syndicate. For a fee, I'm sure that Silvis will set down some sort of large transaction. And from there, we can spring an attack and hopefully wipe them all out in one action. It'll
Not a
be
bad
fast,
plan.
it'll be quiet, and it'll definitely send a message.
Not a bad plan.
Cam has some information on the situation as well, guys, just out of character reminder.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna get to him.
I do?
Yeah,
All right,
you know,
Whiskers and I
you
are
know
on.
about Corin and Professor Shearheart.
Fair enough.
who is an alchemy professor.
I do want to get this joke out of me. Every action I do is a transaction. But anyway.
Okay, so Gruff is on his way.
Yeah, with Whiskers on his shoulder.
Excellent.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna pull my crystal. I'm gonna hang up, pull my crystal out, and I'm gonna give Cam a call.
By the time you guys are hanging out, that means it's probably pretty late at night.
Yeah.
So Cam is
Well,
just
you don't have a curfew or anything. You are an adult. You're a college graduate.
yeah, it's just like it is late and I have a schedule usually.
Yeah, you don't want the crystal ringing to wake up your parents because Roger, will, your father, will raise hell. He does not like being woken up in the middle of his trance cycle. Thank you very much.
Oh no. Cam just
So,
answers immediately, like, hello?
Hey, we're about to commit copious amounts of crime. Come to the brothel.
The silent just. Cam just hangs at the crystal immediately and just gets up to get ready. Just. It's like fucking midnight. I normally sleep during this time.
you only sleep 4 hours.
Fair, but still. It's an important 4 hours. It is an integral 4 hours to my functionality. So, like, Cameron, like, gets up and quietly... He's probably done this a couple of times where he's just had to silently just get dressed without waking anyone else up in the house and then leave.
He's a sneaky type anyway.
He's used to doing that part at least.
Yeah.
So he gets up, gets ready, and then heads out, and he catches a late night trolley out that way. It'll be a while.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Gruff probably gets there first,
Yeah.
and Chris leaves to go do her
Her
thing.
things.
Yeah, management. He's doing management.
Managing the brothel.
Yeah. And Frankie is just kind of recovering and resting there. He's got a book he's reading from a series of adventure novels called The Adventures of Johnny Fireball.
Boy, he do be ballin'.
And so Oda, Frankie, and Maiko are sitting in the room, and Gruff arrives with Whiskers.
Greetings, Gruff.
You brought
I
the
see
cat.
you also have a creature.
Yeah, she was tearing up my bathroom. I couldn't very well leave him at the house, especially the first 24 hours that we're back. I thought that maybe there might be someone here who could keep an eye on him. He is very snuggly, aren't you, Whiskers?
I will take care of him.
Look at that!
Franklin, nope, not this one.
Aww.
We just put you back together.
Blank Puppy and Whiskers are actually kind of locking eyes and starting to growl / hiss. Can either and or both Gruff and Oda give me handle animal checks? Or yeah, both of you. Really, anyone who
yeah,
wants to
that one, baby.
Oh, jeez.
Why keep
Maiko, I'll
the
let
cat?
you.
Oh, you need me to do one too? Animal handling?
If you want,
I rolled
I'll
an
give
18.
you. This is to make the two pets get along in the future. Oh, yep. Okay, we got 2 above 16. So, yeah, the 2 of you take the 2 pets and you kind of sit down with them and you kind of introduce and talk soothingly. And then they start playing. And now Blink Puppy and Whiskers are friends.
Oh, that was fast.
I believe the creatures are bonding.
That's good. I was just gonna put the dog in the other room.
Now, that Goliath lady, I'm kind of thinking about her maybe as good potential caretaker for the
Gruff?
cat. I don't think it's.
Need you to follow.
Yes. Again?
We are planning a coup here.
Please
So.
define coup.
Well, we're basically going to
Place for
take
chickens.
over. Our end game is to rule the city, so we got to start small.
What would happen if we were to just kill the leader of any organization? Could we not just take it over?
No, that's not how that works.
Well, sometimes it's how it works. That's how I did it. But
Kind of
Not
depends.
here.
It depends on the organization and, whether you get killed or not. So how
Yeah.
you gain territory sometimes is by
Yes.
killing the rival gang.
sometimes they'll follow you out of fear. Sometimes it's out of respect. Sometimes they'll just try their damnedest to kill you back, and you've made an even bigger enemy. Fucking Hideyoshi, goddamn piece of stubborn bullshit.
What is it? What city do you want the most? These are different tribes here. I've never seen one hand rule everyone. And I don't know that it can be done. My thought is pick your corner, take that. You can hold that.
You see, I thought so too for a long time. You see, back when I was where I was, the Oda clan was pretty small. And then some wise ass had the bright idea of trying to conquer the whole kingdom. And he had to get through us to do it. We killed him.
Oh, I
We killed all
love
of
this
them.
story.
We killed all of them. But then I thought, wait a minute, that sounds like a pretty good idea if someone smart does it. We got about halfway through the nation before I got stabbed in the back by Hideyoshi. Dumb fucking bastard piece of shit. So fucking hell-bent on that shit-ass peninsula, I hope he dies there.
My thought is you try to hold too much. It won't be if someone tries to stab you in the back, it will be when.
Yes. Thankfully, my back came pre-stabbed, so I'm ready for that. Because the trick is, you surround yourself with people who you trust and are happy. You make those people happy, they don't care. See, Hideyoshi was just a dumbass, but he was a dumbass I ignored. You guys, I won't ignore. One, because I like you, unlike him. And two, all we've got to do is just, keep it simple.
Boss is starting with a small central crew, people with different skills that bring different stuff to the table.
Once we got the city
The
under
tournament will be integral to even rising above this level. And that's still a little ways out. So what are our next steps? Take out this threat?
This comes first. One, they slighted us, and two, there's a few possibilities on how it could go down. The best one is that this gang's even bigger than we're thinking, and a confrontation between them and our current benefactor could leave our current benefactor a little strapped for talent, thus moving us up the tree, especially if we do well in the coming chaos. 2, they stomp all over them, the queen expands, and we get rewarded for our efforts. Or 3, somehow the Red Queen is defeated and these guys take over and we have to hide. I'm willing to bet on a 67% chance of survival.
Do you think the old guy is the boss?
Could be. Never know in this city.
He might at least be how they're making the drugs. If you can make it so they can't make the drugs, that is fucking over.
Going for their supply is one thing, yes. Especially if this kid we're looking for is hooked on it.
Or the kid maybe, maybe it's the two of them, like he's an assistant. If you could kill the old man and take the kid, and the kid knows the formula or some shit like that.
So do you want to set a meet? Or do you want to speak to the Red Queen first? What's your plan?
My plan right now is to sit here until I think of a better one. That's code for I don't have one yet, and I'm working on it.
Frankie takes out a deck of cards. Anyone want to play poker while he thinks?
I'm going to make a call. Oda, where's your
I
prisoner?
love poker.
All right, I'll deal.
Very
What
well.
about you, kid? Oh, did we forget to say Cam arrives?
Yes.
I am so sorry, Cameron.
He's just been hammering on the door the whole time, and everybody's too
Cam
lost in
arrived.
conversation.
Cam arrives and gets filled in on all that stuff we were just talking about.
Oda, what are these guys called? Do they have any organization name? Do you know who they are?
Yeah, they're called Frankie,
The
what are they called?
Rusty Hooks.
Rusty
The
Hooks.
Rusty Hooks, boss.
Rusty Hooks, huh? Really? That's not great.
I don't know.
All right.
I guess it sounds intimidating. Nobody wants tetanus.
Oda, what do you say to 200 gold? I gotta throw something at Sylvis on this first conversation.
You know what? Yeah, I don't really spend too much of this. So yeah, and I would like put it on the table. You can get these wheels in motion.
So, Gruff's gonna snag Oda's crystal and place a call out to Sylvis.
All right, Cam, you are here now, so you can participate in the conversation and add your bits about the professor and Torin.
I am aware that this is connected to the college. Torin, who I asked you to look into, was working very oddly closely, weird long hours, strange times of the night with one of our professors. This is
Professor of Alchemy.
Yeah, Professor of Alchemy. This is a little bigger than just dealing with a gang. This is dealing with a gang that has a connection to something that is huge that will more than willingly cover up for a tenured professor.
They did beat me up, too.
But there's many reasons they could have done that. I wouldn't read too far into it.
But I left half my knife in one of their legs. I like that knife.
I will buy you a new knife.
Okay. But if it's the professor's an alchemist, you definitely think it might have something to do with the new drugs.
Yeah.
So who am I dealing in? Kid, you want to play poker?
I want to help figure this out.
So does Gruff reach Silvus?
Yeah, we'll do that call.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Silvus.
Yes, Gruff, how can I help you? Were you not pleased with our delivery earlier?
To say I was delighted is an understatement, and your associate should be bringing you payment in full. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for the business. Always a pleasure.
Speaking of business, I wanted to ask, without prying, if the syndicate has any ties to these rusty hooks.
Oh no, they're a bunch of uncultured thugs. A bunch of street toughs. They don't really have quite the flair of the syndicate. Though I do hear they've kind of been building a bit. Some new drug or something like that. Really
Chancellor.
undercutting the market.
Very sophisticated, but I think you bring a good point, and that is, are they not a little bit unsophisticated for such a product?
You may be correct. And they do sit relatively close to our fabric ward. I wouldn't want that rabble heading in this direction.
I agree, and it sounds like they may already be stepping on some toes. Am I wrong?
It might be a little early for that at this point, but I could anticipate it. Do you bring an opportunity or a place to
I
strike?
bring an interest. Let's just say, perhaps tonight the syndicate takes an interest in their new product and sets up a few small transactions here or there. And after some experimentation, tries to set up more of a bulk purchase with lots of personnel on each side. And in that bulk purchase, let's say myself, my associates, and possibly some soldiers of the Red Queen show up uninvited, and after a brief struggle, the syndicate has all of this product that now no longer has an owner. Of course, if you were to arrange such a scenario, my associates would be grateful and would pay you for their gratitude. So I believe you'd win both ways.
If I get the drugs, what does the Red Queen get out of this?
Gets rid of somebody who may be stepping on her toes.
Ah, personal matter then. Yes, I can begin the work. It may take a day or two to reach the level of purchase you're looking for. I will be in contact in the usual manner.
I look forward to speaking with you again, Silvus.
And you, Gruff, you have a pleasant evening.
You as well.
Disconnects.
All right, Oda. I'm sure you didn't think anything would happen tonight. It's going to be a few days.
Babe?
Yeah.
Oda?
I'm sorry, what? I was a little zoned out. I apologize.
Silvus is gonna need a day or two to work up to the level of purchase that he can set up this meet.
Oh yeah, more than fine. Moving out tonight? Probably not. It's getting late. This kid's probably got school.
I graduated.
You did? Could have fooled me.
So,
Why do you think
this
I
meet is going to
graduated?
happen and it's going to be successful. We might want to see if the Queen wants to volunteer a few soldiers.
Oh yeah, that'll be
Or
tomorrow's
contribute
game.
them for a price.
That'll be tomorrow's game.
Right?
Shouldn't be too hard to convince her to take purchase of some, basically free territory and drugs.
If you're staying in tonight, you want to get takeout, since I can't go out and get food.
Yes.
That sounds great. I'm thinking maybe some Elvish.
I was just thinking that, big man. This is why I keep you around.
Oh, I know a place. All right. He gives Oda a number.
Before I call this number, I need to know, and I need you to be truthfully. Have you accosted the woman that is going to answer this phone?
No, I do the books for the guy that owns it.
Good. Okay, good.
He
Where are my
has
manners?
he has a little side thing that I hide for him.
Microbot, do we need to pick up some petroleum or some other thing for you to consume?
Yeah, that is a question I've been meaning to ask. What do you run on, big man?
My power source will not deplete for, well, let's just say plenty of time. I'm good
Fair
to
enough.
go.
Man. Just go ahead and call the police up.
All right, so you guys order some takeout. It shows up in 30 minutes or less. You guys kind of sit around the table. Frankie deals out the cards, and you just kind of sit and hang out for a bit before you all disconvene. If you
So
wanna
we have a few days before we actually hear back about this. What do you say another trip down to the caverns? Pass the time.
Not a bad idea. A little bit extra scratch. Plus, who knows what thing I can bring home to piss all over Chris's sofa this time.
Gods know I've been burning through it.
Always good, boss. Once you get up there and you can start making connections, you'll need things like tribes. You'll need to set up agents. You'll need a network of runners. My rats ain't gonna handle a big organization. All that stuff costs money.
Oda, Frankie, and Gruff's gonna set a big paw on the shoulder of each respective addressee. I need you to understand something that is very important to me. A priority, if you will.
Is it liquor?
No. I don't know what, if
Is it
anything,
drugs?
you happen to know about my family. I know you have well-placed sources, but it is possible that you know who my father is. It is possible that you don't. He is very high up, a position of authority in the city guard, and he is a paragon of law-abiding goodness.
What's your-
Is he the orc side or the elf side?
work side?
Oh, I know who it is.
What's your relationship with this guy? Is it good? Is it bad?
I'm trying to improve it.
That might be difficult.
And take it from me, he is incorruptible. And so, the reason I bring this up is my priority is regaining at least a minimal relationship with him. Therefore, when we proceed with this, I will be happy to assist you, but make well-placed bribes and discretion a priority. Do I make my point clear?
More than.
If you're gonna be starting like an organization and working in the Adventurers Guild, you might want to do something to conceal your identities and like keep things. I don't know, maybe wear masks and have like special names or something. That'll give you make you extra scary and shit too.
Honey, did you just start the fucking Payday Gang in our fucking D&D campaign?
Perhaps.
I was gonna say supervillains, but okay, that also works.
If this was gonna happen, I would have just made Fox.
Alrighty.
Because this isn't
Appreciate
so
the
much
suggestion,
hindsight as it
Frankie.
is.
But I have enough notoriety as a former member of the underground that I don't think that my disguises would last very long, and I think it would bring on more ridicule than anything else. So
Now you're
Maybe put a bunch of spikes, like a big spike outfit and a big scary demon face thing.
yeah, no.
yeah.
Dude.
That's not what your job's gonna be. You're there for when we need you. But this relationship you presented me with has given me an interesting idea. You see, the people won't know we're in charge, but if they do, they're not going to like us. But what they would like is someone to rally behind. And someone close to that man to rally behind, say a certain orcish paragon who's supposedly incorruptible, with a slightly less incorruptible son who could tell me his plans well enough to know how to plan against them, but not too well so that but not plan against them so well that I would trounce him and lead him to you, thus keeping a bit of a rivalry going, but I'm still in full control of the city. Now, there's something that I could get behind.
So are we doing the mask or not?
I mean,
Because I have a
sure.
good idea for mine.
We can do the masks.
Us?
To be fair, I'd rather not get known because I actually have things I'd like to do that are separate from this nightmare.
Are you
You
telling me
should have a mask and a hood. Because you're the entry man anyway, so you make you look all mysterious.
You'll make a regular shinobi, kid. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that means?
No, I don't know what that means.
What's the word? Rogue.
Ninja.
Like that.
They sneak around and stab things, and they're real quiet, and they stab things, and break into places, and stab things.
To be honest with you, I'd rather not be doing a lot of that kind of work. To be honest with you, I'd like to just go back home and go to bed and go out adventuring tomorrow. Like a normal person.
You're not a normal kid.
I raise.
Stop pretending you are. I'm not saying some ship has sailed, kid. I'm saying there was never one in port to begin with.
What are you
I
talking
call.
I'm saying you wishing for a normal life is a bit rich. You're too good for a normal life. Too smart for it. It's been the whole time hating it, and you know it. Well, you're searching for it anyway because you got some kind of fucked up idea that's the only way you're going to belong.
3 queens and 2 aces.
The robot counts cards, Frankie. You never stood a chance.
Ah,
Why do you think I didn't deal in?
How else are you supposed to play?
damn it. Michael Bot, you are now 40 gold richer.
Nice.
You're welcome, Chef. But, as I was saying, back to the serious conversation. You ain't gonna find any happiness in settling down, buying a house, and doing whatever the hell it is you were gonna do with that degree of yours. You'd do it for a month and you'd get bored. You're too good at this. And you have fun doing it. I've seen you in those caves. I don't know if you're in there because you need the scratch, and I don't even know if you're in there because you've got an itch to scratch. But you're having fun while you're down there. You can pretend for however long it takes for you to realize that this isn't your life, but this is what you were born for, kid.
Magic, and then he would have nothing hanging over you.
When I was born for getting involved in stealing things that. Stealing things and drug dealing and all of this.
No.
Mostly we're doing information broker. That was kind of the main. So like spying on people, maybe sometimes taking documents.
The brokering thing, that was always the beginning.
Oh,
No,
oh,
see?
I thought too small again.
Every single person in this city has the mistake of thinking too small. And I don't know why that is yet, and I'm working on that. I come from a place in a time where seeing the bigger picture was the best way to get ahead. Everybody mills about thinking they found their place, their little niche, their thing to do, where they belong. Nobody ever looks up at the next rung on the ladder. But you, kid, you've had your eye on that next rung ever since you could look at things. What other kind of motherfucker would grift their way through a magical college without knowing a lick of any magic at all? You can pretend this isn't the life for you. And honestly, I don't blame you for doing it. Probably grew up thinking this is all just violence, drugs, sex, all those icky things you hear on the holocrystals. But
Miss Kitty, what are you doing? I need my lap. I'm sorry.
you're a smart kid, you're a creative kid. And most importantly, you are a bad motherfucker.
And I have student loans to repay.
Define
think you're
bad
gonna-
motherfucker.
You see, I have this wallet, Micah. You really think you're going to repay student loans on the straight and narrow in this town?
He's on the regular.
Huh?
Pretty lucrative if you survive.
Same with Wisteria. Even if she's not here right now, I have a feeling she won't be too opposed. Anybody stupid or desperate enough to go into those caves has to have a reason, be it needing the scratch or just sheer boredom.
Or curiosity.
That falls under boredom, kid.
No, it doesn't.
Curiosity is a form of boredom.
You have a very odd view of what boredom is.
You're bored of knowing everything you know. You want to know something else. It's like being bored of all the fucking shit you've already done. Going out and doing something new. Like I said, kid. You're not the kind of person that'll find solace in the little niche this city thinks it's carved out for you. You're too much of a climber for that.
I didn't grift my way into college. I got in because of my name.
You realize that's the biggest grift of all, right? Having some kind of important name and lineage, like that means something in the grand scheme of things. I burned this city to the ground and everybody's starting at zero. You really think your daddy being a noble's gonna mean dick or piss?
We're not even really nobles. We're just well-known and capable researchers and mages. We aren't high class. We're just capable. And that is what is
Well,
expected of me.
Yeah. There actually is a black sheep on your father's side, your Uncle Lucian, who uses mage hand even to feed himself and unseen servants to everything, and he is obese, which is an achievement for an elf, but your father doesn't like him. He just lives off his inheritance.
Yeah, man, there's just no fat elves in fantasy, are there?
Yeah.
There's also usually
His Uncle Lucian is an obese elf. He literally does not move at all. He uses magic for everything.
I'm imagining
Unseen.
just like,
No, there is an obese elf in fantasy.
wait, who's the fat elf?
Hold on.
Santa Claus.
That doesn't count.
No.
Fucking, who are you thinking of, honey?
It's him!
No!
Morshu!
The fucking shopkeeper from the CDI Zelda?
Yeah! He's a fat elf! My God.
That's him! We found him! We found Uncle Lucian!
For context.
Yes. Exactly.
Uncle Lucian is
Oh,
really
yeah,
funny
I was
if it's
completely
Morshu,
lost.
just from the perspective of Cameron is not white. Cameron is a dark-skinned elf. How the fuck?
Magic. I mean, it has been stated, I don't know if it's been stated on air, so I'll do this now, that there's a lot of stuff that we do with modern medicine that they do with magic, and there are some things that are easier with magic, and there are some things that they can't do that are easier with technology. Like, you can get a permanent, like, shape-shifting spell to basically change yourself to another gender or another race or species. Those are really expensive spells, so that's kind of restricted to the upper class. I mean, you can also, there is a magic item, and this is kind of monopoly because only one woman knows how to make it. But that's basically a pot, and if two people put blood in it, a baby will grow out of it. This is for same-sex couples, but again, very expensive. Mostly just the upper class that can use it.
I've heard of pot babies, but this is ridiculous.
Had a thought.
Mm.
So we've got the Rusty Hooks. We've got the Red Queens organization. We have the Syndicate. 3 peas in a much bigger pod. I'd be interested in calling the Red Queen and seeing if there's a small outpost that she knows of, lightly defended, that we could raid. Still a good stash of dope. And then give it to another group who are not one of those 3. Rusty Hooks think it this 4th group is who stole the dope. And we have a violent storm brewing that we are not even involved in. And it'd get us out of this damn house.
Maybe, but that's definitely plans for tomorrow.
It's this robot. Alright, Frankie, I've been holding off all as long as I can. Deal me in.
Alright, come on over, big guy. Hey, is there any of the chicken pasta left?
There was.
Ah, damn it. What about rolls?
Listen. Not been a good day for me.
You maybe want me to go grab some more and like a bottle of some dwarven whiskey or something?
Maybe.
Maybe some mellow grass or some fairy dust.
Hey, don't bring any of that shit in here.
I think a good trip on fairy dust would do you some good, boss. It changes your whole perspective.
We don't bring that shit into this building. Understood?
All right. Mellow grass is pot. Fairy dust is shrooms or acid. So you guys go through your night. You have a good time. You pick up a bottle of dwarven whiskey.
Yep.
Till everybody heads home. And then we awaken. Dawn of the second day. What are y'all planning?
Are we getting close to stop time? Usually, I don't know.
We're relatively close. I was gonna stop before we got to any sort of combat, but you could still talk to the Red Queen, or
Cameron's just
like,
gonna go look into finding an apartment then.
yeah, like before you either went to that address that Frankie gave you or tried to go back in the dungeons. I was gonna stop you as soon as we hit that, but there's still talking to be done if you want to do talking. And we can do right before you would be heading out or whatever.
Yeah, we should. I would probably get moving towards brokering that deal with the Red Queen today.
Alright. So, I'm gonna head to her club, which is over in this area here. I'm gonna move you. Do you bring Maiko or Blink Puppy or Frankie along?
I definitely
Maiko-
bring. I bring Micah.
Micah would definitely follow someone.
I would bring Micah, but I just kind of keep him with me at this point.
Alright. So it's the same receptionist as before. She recognizes you. Are you here to speak with the boss?
Yep.
You know the drill. And the same two burly guys pat you down for weapons. And then you're led again into that back room where she is sitting languidly on her throne. And this time there is a dragonborn and a Speedo dancing as she watches. Oh, our friend. What can I do for you, Mr. Nobunaga?
I've got a little something.
Oh,
You see, I was running a thread. One of my guys' friends went missing. I went down the rabbit hole, and we came across this little organization. You hear of a band called the Jagged Hooks? You might not this far in.
the Rusty Hooks?
Rusty Hooks.
Yeah,
I knew it was
they're
something like that.
one of those more violent gangs over edges and wandering the streets, costing and mugging people, that sort of thing. Dreadful thing.
Yep. Unfortunately, they appear to have roughed Frankie up considerably. Not something I'm fond of, but I've learned that they're a bigger organization than most people think. And they're putting out some kind of strain of sunshine. Twice as strong, half the price. That doesn't add up.
Twice as strong? There's got to be a catch.
Exactly. Which is making me think one of two things. Either it's got side effects from hell and back, or they're making it some way that we don't know. And I think it's the latter. Because if there were side effects to hell and back, people wouldn't be going back for more.
Do you tell her that you know that there is an alchemist going in and out of one of their buildings, or the address or anything?
I'm withholding that information for now.
Alright. Yes, that does sound intriguing. There have
Now-
been far out from my power base. I don't know if I'd be able to control that territory.
Well, friend of-
Maybe, unless I had an affiliate underboss over in Cathedral.
well, in order to perhaps smooth over the process, one of my guys has some ties with a few other places, and he's setting up a bum deal. They're going to have plenty of this new product right there. And they're
Is
setting it up
Gruff
so
bringing in Silvis?
what? What'd you say?
Is Gruff bringing in Silvis?
Indeed he is.
I thought this might intrigue him. He's always had a good eye for business.
But
Not too bad on the eyes either.
not my cup of tea, but regardless, this deal's built to go south, especially if a few members of our organization, who are too far out for them to recognize on sight, were to crash the party. We'd get plenty of that product scot-free. More than enough for you to both sample and analyze. We start undercutting them here, figure out how they're making it. Not only do we take their territory, this is the kind of product that moved a small-time gang into control of basically an entire sector in a week. Imagine what it'd do to an organization of your size.
Oh, and especially if it's a draw to come to our clubs. You have the girls and the drug you can only find here. Oh, they can get it all in one place. And then they'll spill their little secrets with their pillow talk and their drug adult. Yes, I very much like this plan. I'll set a few of my boys aside and have them get some armor without my markings. You let me know when you have everything.
Of course. I'll let you know. Do I have your crystal number, by the way? I'm not sure that I do.
I will give it to you, the number for the front office. They should be able to find me. If
Sure
I'm
thing.
not. Please? You hear me?
Yes.
Alright. Yep, so he gives you the number for, like, this building. So basically, you'll get someone else and they'll bring. At least not at this point. That would be more of a personal thing, you know? So, I think that's about the meeting unless Mycobot speaks up.
There's not really much for him to say.
Yeah, just
He's just
kind of
listening.
observing at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you've got everything set up, you've done all your discussing, we've got some good role play down. I think we can probably call that here. I think that sounds good. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight for more criminal shenanigans as we are kind of setting up the direction of the story and kind of what you'll see here on Secrets of the City. I'm very excited now that we're finding our tone and our footing. And thank you all for joining us. I hope to see you again next week and have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Farewell.